Roll Tide, everybody, and we're back. It's time for another Elephant in the Room. You guys thought this show's dead. Where has Jake Coker been? Why haven't we seen him on his own show? We're going to talk about that. Brought to you by Pearl River Resort, our good friends in Philadelphia, Mississippi. It's time for Elephant in the Room. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, and let's go. This is where Coker's been hiding. All right. Obviously, you've been hiding under that elephant's houndstooth hat. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you too, pal. I know we been quiet for the last week. We're gonna make it worth it.
Yeah, we are. It's gonna be a great show. It's been. I mean, look, you got things you got to do. I got things I got to do. It's like to coordinate and get all this. Plus, being a dad to two small kids, and when turkey season kind of winding down, you got to golf. I mean, there's just a lot of things that are more of a priority than this show.
Yeah, I hear you. What you
been doing? Long drive
you been
contest.
Riding on the boat? Huh? Looks like you're a little
who's going to win the long drive contest if you don't show?
Yeah, I did win one.
I've seen you. I know what
looks
you got
like,
out there.
Hey, you look like you're a little sunburned. You've been on the boat. You looking like a tourist.
You know what? I spent last Thursday hanging out at Hard Rock in Biloxi with one of our buddies from Pearl River and some other people, and had a great time, man. Yeah, I got a little burnt. But I'm and the thing about it was I put the lotion on. It's that swim up pool. Have you ever been there before? You got to swim up to the pool there.
One time, yes.
Yeah, so you got it. Yeah, I'm going back there next week, by the way. So.
Hard to get out of that pool.
It is. It's a beautiful place. I love it. I do love it. For all of our friends from over there on the Mississippi coast, Pascagoula, Ocean Springs, Biloxi, thank you guys for being here. All right, listen, man, let's get right into some meat because I know everybody's going. I know you guys have talked about Pearl River. We know that there's a sports book there, Timeout Sports Lounge, and it's in Golden Moon Casino, and it's an hour and a half from Tuscaloosa and 2 hours from Birmingham. We know about Dancing Rabbit Golf Course, the Augusta you can play, and that you guys are planning on being there May 27th and 28th with Steve Azar, who's got a hit song and a country guy, living the life. And I don't want to bring any of that up. But what I want to talk about is your old coach, Nick Saban, and the Donald Trump. And those guys getting together, and Coach Saban had him cornered at Alabama's commencement and then talked him into like a commission on college sports. And Saban's a coach here. Now, I don't know if he talked him into it, but Saban never stops working.
No, he can't. He can't. He's too obsessed. He's got to have something to do all the time. I think he's going to be the best. He's the best guy for it. I mean, there's nobody that was ahead of the curve more than anybody else than Coach Saban. I tell you Ross Dellinger read the commission's statement out loud to Nick Saban, and Coach Saban was like, yeah, whatever that means. I mean, it's literally what he said. But they did have the one thing in here that I thought was most important and really regulating is the donor money. The money from the schools where they're paying guys before they even show up on campus. The revenue sharing. I don't see how that. That's going to be a tough hurdle to get over. But at least it'll be more regulated than what's going on right now. Again, the levying money to these kids before they've done anything or proved anything on the field so far, I think is what the biggest issue is, to be honest with you. And I don't know how you put a cap on it. I know that's been discussed as well. I see that being pretty tough to get around legally, but we'll see. I mean, the NFL does it, MLB does it, all the leagues do it. So I don't know, just see how it plays out. But it's going to be weird when you got 4-year windows as well. I mean, there's no real such thing as a long-term contract in college. So I don't know, but I know one thing. If Coach Saban's doing it and he doesn't have a team to coach, he's going to be locked in. And there's going to be a lot of people working under him that are going to be like, what the hell is going on? We're moving 1,000,000 miles an hour and not getting paid enough to do this. So it's going to be great to watch. It's going to be like,
well, it's good for the game. I mean,
yeah, it's going to be like Trump's first day in office, about 500 executive orders right off the bat.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's going to be good for the sport because, I mean, it's just, to me, it's ridiculous that last year was Ohio State that was going to spend $30 to $40 million. This year it's going to be Texas. That there's that much of a competitive imbalance when it comes to the spending of this money, and it's professional sports now. And if we try to act like it's anything other than that, we're fooling ourselves. And I don't know how this could, basically how to get this thing under control. But I do love the fact that, that the president is going to have a bipartisan group of people. Saban's not a Republican; he's a Democrat. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's not about politics here. It's about trying to save college football, and we've got to have people that are basically playing for one team, and that's the team to save the sport and to figure out how to get this genie back in a bottle. I never had a problem with guys getting rewarded for their name, image, and likeness, but I didn't think that it was going to turn into professional sports. And you're right, paying kids from high school that have never played a game before, like they're star players already, is ridiculous. And then think about this: if you're on the team and you just say that you had an extra year of eligibility, right? And you lead Alabama to the championship. And then, before, I mean, say you could have came back for 2016, right? And then they sign, Jalen Hurts. And then it's like, okay, well, he's getting paid $3 million and you're getting paid $1.5 million, and you just led the team to a national championship. And this goes on with every single position down the roster, right?
Yeah.
How is that structure fair? And I just don't know how you can justify that.
Well, yeah, I mean, my thought is, again, if these players were getting paid by third parties where, I mean, their performance on the field and their character that they've shown off the field gets enough attention to where, the Dr. Peppers and the big brands want to come in and pay them a lot of money to represent their brand. That's one thing, man. You've done that, you've earned that. That's great. But yeah, the paying the big money to a freshman who has not done anything, it's just mind-boggling to me. I saw where Charles Barkley said, he said, I'm probably the biggest donor in terms of former athletes at Auburn. I'm probably donated the most money legally and illegally than anybody else that's ever graduated from the university. And he goes, if you think I'm going to donate a lot more money just to watch us be better at football or basketball, that's about the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And that's exactly what he said. And I get it.
I loved it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, I want to see Alabama win the national championship every year. I don't know what dollar amount it would take, in terms of my net worth to actually give money to NIL. I mean, it would have to be so much that, paying a kid $1 million is like, me paying for a $20 meal right now. I don't know I just can't imagine paying that money with no real return. But again, people are doing it, and I think it's going to run its course. I mean, I do. I think guys are kind of thinking, oh, we got to have it right now. Got to have it right now. And then after a few years, people are going to kind of look around and be like, what are we doing here? If guys make money organically based on, again, performance and drumming up business for themselves, having a lot of energy and getting out there and marketing themselves, man, that's great. To me, that's what it's all about. But yeah, the collective route and paying through a collective, to me, just it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Mm-mm. Well, I mean, it's got it. I don't know how they're going to do this.
Well, I mean,
Like they're going to say, well, we're going to share $20 million in revenue, right?
Yeah.
How does that work? And then does that mean it's 20 million and then you can go out and still do NIL? They need a hard cap on what players can earn. And that's it.
Well, a hard cap on what they can earn from the structure of what the school themselves can pay, I mean, if Under Armour wants to pay a guy $20 million, let them do it, but yeah, I mean, the business of schools being responsible for creating money through creating payments through the collectives and the revenue sharing, I don't know. I mean, just creates a lot of headache to me. But again, this is the wild, wild west. But I'm with Barkley, man. I'd love to pay to build out infrastructure within a school and support athletes and try to give them the best opportunity possible. But just saying, hey, here's a check to go out there and play. I mean, I don't get it.
No, I'm with you on that. Some of these guys from reports get this NIL money and then all of a sudden they disappear.
Yeah.
The hard work's gone. Now all of a sudden it's like, hey man, I'm paid. And it's going to be interesting to see kind of how players aren't able to reach their full potential because not only maybe you're a 5-star talent, but now all of a sudden you're rich. You have enough drive to show up and be a great player, or are you going to, basically be someone that decides that there's a lot more important things that you want to do now that you got money instead of play football?
Yeah. Yeah. More important things to do in your 19-year-old mind. I mean, there'd be a lot of dumb things tipping the scale on that one.
I know. I mean, seriously, it's like kind of crazy, man, because you're not hearing a lot of it public, right? Like, it's not like a lot of people are out there talking heads like us, like, hey, here's what's going on. But that's what is going on sometimes. They're paying these guys because they have to, because they'll go to another school if they're not paid. And then all of a sudden, you're throwing out huge checks. Well, and the guys don't want to work anymore.
Well, the game is about to get a lot sloppier. The product is going to be much worse than it used to be. And I mean, look, there's a lot of talent out there, but if you don't have continuity and guys are just flip-flopping all over the place, these college coaches are going to get tired of this, man. I mean, there's only so much you can do, so much you can teach a guy within a year. If he's in and out, some guys are better than others, but it takes time to develop kids. I mean, to have that energy to restart each year and not really get into the weeds of protections, coverages, whatever it may be. I mean, the game is just going to get sloppier, and again, you're going to have coaches that. I mean, I talked to a few at the Senior Bowl golf tournament a couple of weeks ago. I mean, just the sentiment among older coaches that are starting to get out is that, I mean, it's so overwhelming dealing with the old job with what it was recruiting and coaching, but this whole new wave is really, rubbing people the wrong way and getting them out of the college football coaching profession. I mean, don't get me wrong. As long as there's money in it, there's going to be good coaches up there. But I think you're definitely going to lose those traditional names that have made their money and those young guys that are coming up. I mean, Ryan Grubb jumping to the Seahawks last year. I mean, I think a lot of that NIL recruiting probably drove him that way a little bit. I mean, a lot of those guys that are coming up, they're going to be big names that would be head coaches somewhere at a big time D1 institution are not going to be looking for a college head coaching job, when their name gets on the radar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that could be the result of this too. I mean, when do some of the best coaches in college say, hey, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore and go to the NFL or just, cash out and call it quits? Coach Saban did that, although he was, obviously kind of slipping a little bit because of his age. I mean, he's still sharp, but you know what I mean? You're not the same at 70 as you are 50, 60.
Yeah.
But I bet you if it wasn't for the NIL, he might have stuck around a few more years.
Oh, I think so. I think so for sure. I mean, I think the day that Michigan game was over, the next day when all those guys wanted to come meet with him and talk about how much they were getting paid next year. I mean, I'm sure it was probably like 25, 30 guys. I'm sure he was like, well, that's it. I mean, I'm hanging it up. Not only are you dealing with coaches coming and going, players coming and going. I mean, you got to feel like you're on an island as a head coach. Just overwhelming responsibility and pressure. And that's a guy who didn't have to worry about pressure. I mean, his job was safe no matter what. But
right. Yeah. No, I hear you. The GOAT.
Yeah.
Now involved. And he says, look, Saban's like, I'm not saying it's off the rails. They're basically just trying to change the direction a little bit. Trump wants an executive order and then a form of commission to come up with some kind of backdrop of House versus NCAA settlement. Here's the thing you want to do. You want Trump will do an executive order, and then they'll actually get legislation that'll back that up. Both parties will get together and basically forget about the fact that they hate each other on so many different things and say, hey, we're going to fix college football. They get guys like Nick Saban, Tommy Tuberville, and other people that are involved in college football and politics. And I'm sure there's a bunch of those people. And then they'll actually vote on something and make it a real law, instead of. So the problem with the executive orders is that they don't stick, the way that you're really supposed to get things done. And it's not the way that any of the presidents do it anymore, but you get together, you hash it out, you vote on it, then it goes up and you vote on it again. They change things, they fix it, whatever. And then the president signs it. And then everybody, that's a law. I don't even know we even have those anymore. It's like, hey, guess what? Sign it. And then the next guy comes in and goes, unsign it. So to make this work, you do the executive.
Make sure we put $500,000 in there for my brother-in-law.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we saw a lot of that. Oh, we could sit here and talk.
He's got a law firm. He's going to handle this real nice.
Yeah, right. Oh man, let's talk some basketball for a second. LeBaron, what? I'm not changing the subject. I mean,
just trying to move on.
Let me say this. I gotta get us back to work here. Say Roll Tide with a thumbs up.
Roll Tide.
Get in the comment section, right? And we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort over in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Also, I want you guys to take advantage of this right here. Rowback, promo code ROOM20, 20% off first order. I'm thinking about going to Rowback and picking up a little bit of that Rowback gear. I've got my crab shirt, my favorite crab shirt. But Father's Day is coming up next week, right? Or next month. And that's what I've got last year was a Rowback shirt. I might do it again.
Need a some Memorial Day attire.
Mm-hmm. You love the red, white, and blue.
Yeah. If it's got the stars and stripes on it, this guy's going to have it.
You're a sucker for the USA. I didn't realize how patriotic you were until I saw you over at our friend's house at the pool singing those Toby Keith songs. I mean, serenading us, man.
Yeah, you see that golf bag I got? Oh man. Nothing but stars.
We should have Lee
baby.
Greenwood on here.
I love it.
All right, guys, I'm going to leave that up there. It's room 20, rowback.com, 20% off. And if you don't tell anybody else this, but if you already use the code and you have another email address, maybe your wife has one.
Always find a way to work the system.
I'm not saying that. That's my boy. I said. Charlie Potter is a very good writer at Bama Online, and he was talking about AJ McCarron, who is a guy that you know from your same high school in Mobile. But anyway, he says he thinks it's Ty's job to lose, and that was as a golfer at the Regions Pro-Am. So you got Austin Mack, Keelan Russell, and AJ McCarron. What does Jake Coker think of this?
We've been through this. I mean, same sentiment. Ty's going to be the guy. I mean, I think Keelan gets some snaps. I hate to be the guy who overlooks anybody because I think Austin Mack's a great player. He's just stuck in that kind of awkward position where, he's in the middle. There's a lot of hype. There's going to be a lot of fan favoritism for Keelan Russell. And, I mean, that definitely plays a factor in all this, I think, you watch Ty, and really last year, I thought when he got in the game, he looked pretty good. I mean, of course, when you're playing the in a backup role and the scores, way off, it's kind of hard to get a really good evaluation of somebody. But he just looked like he had really good command of everything. Looked like he led really well from that backup spot. And it's important. I think we talked about it last season when you have a guy like that and Ty, who's had been there for 3 years at that point, and basically a second quarterback or a second coach on the field, helping with receivers and signals and communicating and helping the starter when he needs help. I think he fit that role nicely, and it's kind of going to be seamless, him moving into that starting job. And I think he's just got to really – I think he's going to play well. I think he's going to do a great job, but he's pretty much got to just totally blow it in order to lose that spot.
Hopefully that doesn't happen, and we're a long way from there. Hey, if you guys missed the show or you want to listen to the show, the audio version, the podcast is downloadable at Apple, Spotify, all the places that you get podcasts. So, you can get more Jake Coker and Elephant in the Room there, or this show, you can listen to it. But it's all downloadable. Everything we do on Cover Crimson is downloadable, and they're doing a great job of putting all that content out. So you guys download it and put it down as one of the things that just automatically downloads. And we'd appreciate that too. All right, let's talk basketball. And it's basically that LeBaron Philon is going to stay in the NBA draft. He was a freshman last year at Alabama. He told Nate Oates, and he's a 6'4" guard. He started 29 of the Bama's 37 games, 10.5 points, almost 4 rebounds. He is someone who a team may take a risk on because you can see the upside there, but his game still has a lot of work to go for him to be an NBA player. But you know what? I mean, he's a one and done, and you want to be able to attract those guys to your university. He was a key part of an Elite Eight team, was one of the best players in the state, and we wish him the best, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised to see it. I mean, I thought he was. I mean, obviously, he was one of the best players we had last year. I thought. Of course, not like I'm a basketball guy, but I love watching those Mobile guys play. I wish he was sticking around a little bit longer, but I guess in basketball, I mean, you can enter your name in the draft, kind of test the waters, figure out if people are interested or not, and then come back if things are pretty negative, right? So I guess he's got a pretty good idea that his stock's pretty high, and some people have given him guarantees that he's going to go decently high in the draft and make some good money, right? I mean, am I right in that? It's kind of like
I mean,
baseball.
yeah, I mean, that's what it's about, right? Making money. But I mean, I wonder when you start looking at NIL possibilities, and I don't know what his NIL is, what you're going to get in the NBA draft, where they feel like he's going to be drafted. You get drafted back a first round, second round in basketball, you might not even make the team.
Yeah.
And then you're either in the G League, nobody there watching. I mean, you could be playing in college, maybe making as much money, getting better, and then there's a lot more views on college basketball than any minor league NBA basketball.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Sears, my gosh, the name that he's built, just playing college basketball, and I'm sure, I don't know what the NIL payment was for him over the last 2 years. I would imagine he made pretty good money this year. I mean, now there's no more lucrative minor league in the country than college sports. I mean, when you're talking basketball or football, I mean, of course, there is no minor league for football, but if I'm playing basketball and if I'm not in that second round, I guess that second round conversation. It's kind of like Coach Saban used to say before NIL was even around. If it's your first or second, you go. If not, you stay. I mean, there's just so much opportunity now, and when you leave college, I mean the salaries for those big name guys. I mean, I know they obviously have no issue with it, but when you're not making that $8-10 million a year, I mean, in order to compete and stay up at the top, I mean, you got to remember you're paying your agents, you're paying your trainers, all that stuff comes out of pocket. You don't just get to show up at the facility at Alabama, and have people work you out for free, that you don't have to pay for. The travel, the expenses, it'll eat you up unless you're making real good money. And I mean, man, NBA basketball, there's 12 guys on each team, something like that. I mean, there's not a whole lot of slots, and I mean, I know the league minimum's pretty high, but when you're living in New York and you're again paying an agent, paying trainers, doing all the things to keep your body right, those things add up. So you just better make sure you're you got a pretty good idea of what that amount's going to be before you get drafted or before you make that decision to stay in the draft.
Well, I wish him the best.
I mean, I'm trying to remember. I know. Look, I know he played a bunch, but and there were obviously some games, Kentucky and the SEC championship, where he absolutely went off and had a hell of a game. I'm just trying to remember. The games where I just would have thought he'd probably stayed another year and been the player,
like a
the
superstar.
guy. I mean, really built his name up in the national spotlight, because even when this year was over, I think everybody was looking at it next year like, man, LeBaron, this is going to be his year to take over, really get that draft stock up there and be kind of, an Alabama legend, really take everything to the next level. So it's disappointing to see, obviously, but man, I hope he does well. Love to see a Mobile guy do well and really, I mean, set the tone financially for his family down the road too.
Jake and I have a project that we're working on that you guys will be able to check out soon. pretty excited. We got a couple things, and then I'm going to ask you about one other thing before we get out of here. But we'll just say it here first. We don't even know the name of our show. We're not going to publicly say it yet, but we're going to be DJs. We're going to be DJs on the Floribama iHeart radio station.
Never thought I'd see the day. It's something
neither.
I always is a bucket list thing. And now radio DJs, baby.
Coming at you, top of the hour, we've got a little bit of Toby Keith. We've got some Kenny Chesney. But first, Jimmy Buffett right here on your favorite beach radio station, Floribama iHeart. I don't think that's what it's going to be like. It's going to be like us talking about things other than football.
And this song reminds me of being in the fetal position in the main bar at the Floribama in 2013.
Hey, I can always tell the story about the time I got so drunk they took me off the air. I'd love to share that one. And then
I got the song for that one. I got the song for that one. I ain't as good as I once was. Take it back, Toby.
I want to play some Wayne Mills on there. I was like, yeah, I'm going to play some Wayne Mills. Wayne Mills is coming to the show. Raleigh Green, some of our like locals. I'm thinking it's like country, outlaw country, and then like beach music, and then yacht rock, which I love. So it's gonna be fun, man.
Oh, yacht rock. Yeah.
You got to work on your radio voice.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying, like, maybe we'll play a little Elvis for you. Let's go up here.
We'll do the Elvis theme.
People say I sound like Elvis. So,
thank you very much.
Coming up next is Suspicious Minds. I can't wait, man. I mean, I do this, this is my career. And I have fun doing everything I've done. I mean, it's not like I do a whole lot of things. I'm like, I don't like doing this. But this is really fun. We both love the Floribama.
Oh yeah. And picking songs is going to be awesome.
Yeah, well, that's your thing. That's the thing. You love that. Like you like to be in control of the radio.
Yeah, give me the aux. Give me the aux.
Old Bluetooth Coker over there. So if you got iHeart, you guys watch out for that. It's coming up soon. We'll get you more information. But breaking news! Oh man, it makes me laugh. All right, Derrick Henry has just announced, or at least it's been announced by Ian Rappaport, that the NFL's greatest team franchise, the Baltimore Ravens, with always the Alabama connections, have signed Derrick Henry to a 2-year contract extension that averages $15 million per year. He's making the most money for a running back over 30 years old, and it's got $25 million fully guaranteed. He was amazing last year. Leads the NFL in rushing touchdowns. He's a machine. I'm probably going to have to get a Ravens Derrick Henry jersey because he's my new favorite player, King Henry they call him. And hopefully he'll score a lot of touchdowns against teams like the Steelers this year.
Yeah, I mean the guy's bulletproof. I still was so shocked. I mean, I remember when he was coming out in the draft, I guess, 2016, I remember his projections were like second round. And I mean, I was just so shocked by that. I mean, they said he didn't have much agility. His weakness was his agility and being able to make cuts in the backfield. Like, I guess they thought he'd get overwhelmed in the backfield. People were too quick. He wouldn't be able to get going and get downhill quick enough. And, I mean, I've played with a lot of really good players, quick, strong, agile, whatever you want to call it, but I've never seen anybody that physically gifted, that physical, and then with that kind of mental toughness, off the field, working out, never doing anything off the field that would compromise his body. Just about the safest, to me, would have been the safest pick. I'd have put my job on it if I'm a GM, taking him. And being over 30, I don't think is any detriment to his value because, again, he's never, outside of playing football, his body is always in the best possible place it could be. He's always working out. He's always eating the right stuff. I don't think I ever saw him. I don't think he ever drank a beer in college. I think he just, hung out and had a good time, but never put anything in his body that was going to be detrimental to his performance. Didn't matter if it was, the week of the Iron Bowl or somewhere in June. It was always game week, for him. So, again, I more than deserving of that contract, in my opinion, and brings a lot of value to whatever team he's a part of.
And hopefully his success continues. And I hope the next honor for him is a Super Bowl championship. I would love to see him be the guy that wins the Super Bowl and get one before he retires. And then the final thing has nothing to do with football, but Major League Baseball announced yesterday that Shoeless Joe Jackson and Charlie Hustle, a guy named Pete Rose, were reinstated into baseball, and they can be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I know your dad, Bryant, would be a guy that would enjoy this conversation. But what did you think about that?
I hate they waited till Pete Rose was dead to do that. I get it. The gambling thing. It may or may not have. I know he always says he bet on his own team.
To win, yeah.
Yeah, which I know that could affect the pitching rotation and everything else. I think he probably had his vices and all, but the guy loved baseball. He lived and breathed baseball. Did a lot for, the Reds organization. The guy was just, I don't know. When you watched him play, and of course I was too young, but I used to be a huge baseball guy, and you watch him play, watch his interviews. He seems like a guy you'd love in the locker room. That meant a lot to him, and I've watched that documentary they came out with. I think it was on Netflix or maybe HBO. But I don't know, man. I think it'd have been cool for him and his family to see him go into the Hall of Fame before he passed away. I don't know, man. I'm glad they did it though. At least his son, who was on that documentary a lot, will be able to see that and show his kids, kind of redeem his legacy for his kids down the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Shoeless Joe Jackson.
The guy just got out of jail, and he went to he went to a local batting cage with his son. Before going home, before going anywhere else, he went to a batting cage with his son and started hitting balls as soon as he got out of prison. The guy was all about baseball.
I'm glad he's back too, or at least, posthumously. But he and Shoeless Joe Jackson belong in the Hall of Fame. And that's cool. All right, guys. Well, look, again, we're brought to you by our friends over at Pearl River Resort. Yeah.
2:30 kickoff. They just announced the kickoff time for Bama, Florida State.
Well, a lot of us like to refer to that as the Coker Bowl.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. We're going there for that one.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We
just got to figure out where we're doing
it. You getting the sideline passes?
Yeah, I'll try to get them. I get that worked out. Actually, we will. Yeah,
pull some strings for us, pal.
If I can't get sideline passes for that one, then I'm just quitting. I'm not going to try anymore.
Done. Well, looking forward to it again. Be at Pearl River Resort on May 27th and 28th, guys. So we appreciate them. Dancing Rabbit Golf Course, the Augusta You Can Play, the Azaleas, the Oaks, two amazing golf courses, the Timeout Sports Lounge at Golden Moon Casino. Thank them for being a part of this channel, making this thing happen, and roll tide, everybody.
Roll tide.
To Pearl River Resort.